My name is Jones-Buchanan and I'm absolutely delighted to be here in Huddersfield today with Rugby AM, interviewing an absolute legend, not just of rugby league, not just of boxing, but he's an Hollywood movie star as well. And he's a star in one of my favourite films, Snatch. If you Google Jamie Jones-Buchanan's favourite film, I'm sure Snatch will come up there. Me and my wife have watched it about 60 or 70 times, and I'm almost starstruck and delighted to be here interviewing the legend that is Adam Fogerty. Adam, it's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for taking time out with us this afternoon.
You're welcome, mate. Nice to meet you.
Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about rugby league. Do you still watch the game? And obviously we're talking about the biff. When you watch it now compared to when you played it, do we miss the biff now?
I've always said, sports fans, whether they're boxing or rugby league or any contact sport, they go there to see the contact. I've never been to a boxing fight wanting to watch the art of boxing. It's always been to see the scrappers. And I think in rugby league it's the same. You go to see, in the old days you used to have all these rivalries going on, and a lot of that dragged a lot of people through the gates because you wanted to see if Kurt Sorrison were going to end up fighting with someone else, or Jim Mills were going to crack someone, going back into the 60s and that. So I think in a way, like Barry McDermott used to have a bit of rivalry with Stuart, and that always added a bit of spice to it, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the believer that you should still be able to carry knuckle dusters while you're playing. No.
Brett Delaney's got one outside of his head, but that's as far as I think we'll get.
No, I think the biff, it does add excitement to it. I know it's not what the game's all about, but it does add that bit of excitement to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a bit of link there. Barry McDermott's from Oldham. I believe he was born in Oldham.
Yeah.
Played a lot of time in Halifax, which is where Stuart filled in. We had that pantomime sort of bad guy relationship. You had one with Neil Cowie. There's a bit of a famous YouTube fight there with you and Neil Cowie going at it. What do you remember about
that? It's what is it in it? It was just one of them days. I think we both got out of bed wrong side, and it's like out in this game. You lock arms with someone, you don't want to take a backward step, do you? You can't do. And that day, me and Neil, we weren't getting on very well, and I think that's all I'm remembered for in rugby league now is fighting with Neil. But I think it adds excitement to it. I don't know how. They could legalise it in these footballers now diving all over the shop at drop of a hat. Yeah. I think they should have a sort of minute where there's a little boxing ring at the side of the ground, and if you do have a ding dong with someone, you get thrown in there for a minute to slug it out, then you've got to get out. I think that added a bit of excitement.
Just talking about Snatch, yourself being a professional sportsman, Finnish Dawn, I was the captain at Leeds United when I was a young Leeds United fan. I obviously had a lot of synergy with him, got to know him quite well. I believe you lived with him for a little while.
Yeah, I stopped with him in LA for quite a while. I think he needed the rent. He took me under his wing when he was a cracking lad, really.
Moving from Vinnie Jones to Tom Hardy, I think I've mentioned before that two of my kids' names, Bain and Kurgan, are down to Tom Hardy and the characters that he has played or maybe could play in the future. You're currently doing a film now. It's about the craze. How is Tom Hardy and what's this film all about?
Well, obviously the craze is great. I like him myself. You realise your kids now, if they grow up to be bank robbers and wanting to take over the world, you're to blame, aren't you, for calling them that? He's a nice lad, and there's no reason not to be, has he really? He's doing brilliant. He's the next new Mad Max, and he's playing Elton John, and now he's playing both Cray twins. And it's just, it's the fellow who's directing it, Brian. He wrote some terrific films. He won an Oscar for LA Confidential, and he wrote the film Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. So he's a great writer, and the script's fantastic. It's totally different to the first one. It's obviously similar lines about their lifestyle, but it goes into a lot more depth of where they came from and what went wrong, and how they ended up where they ended up. So I'm looking forward to seeing it because it's really. I think there's a big buzz about it now already, with Tom being in it, playing both Cray twins. So I think when it comes out nearer the time, and the press release that I'm in it, it's obviously going to go through the roof.
Well, I've certainly enjoyed talking to you. I want to say thank you very much on behalf of Rugby AM. It's been an absolute pleasure.
You've not mentioned my chippy.
We are going to mention the chippy.
You're in my chippy and you've not mentioned it. No,
Tell me about your chippy.
To meet you,
How have you got just the one?
Just the one. I can't handle the staff, so I won't have another.
What's the chippy called? What's its name and where is it?
Harry Haywood's. That's a good plug. Manchester Road, Linthwaite, the best fish and chips in the world.
Discount for rugby players at all? Or?
No.
No. Cheers, pal.